Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special Laudato Si dialogue about leading locally as a Laudato Si animator. My name is Jonathan Braden with Laudato Si Movement, and we have an incredible panel to talk about what it is to be a Laudato Si animator, how they have led their community in taking action for our common home as Laudato Si animators, and why you all are called to join us, or should feel called to join all Laudato Si animators on 6 continents to take action for our common home and lead your community. We will start. We can go around the square here. Emanuela, do you want to start us off? Just introduce yourselves and say a little more about. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone, and greetings from Rome, from Italy. I'm a Laudato Si animators in Rome. We have a Laudato Si circle, which is called Laudato Si Circle nelle selve, which in the forests, because we are in the outskirts of Rome, and we love to live in harmony with the creation.
Terrific. Thank you, Emanuela. Dr. Simone, do you want to go?
Hi, everybody. My name is Simone Syme. I am the Archdiocese of Washington, D.C., and with the Cathedral of St. Matthew the Apostle, I'm the co-chair of the Green Team there. Actually, it's Creation Care, Green Team. And I'm also a core member of the Archdiocese of Washington Creation Care Committee. And with our Cardinal Gregory, we were able to promote and actually to get it done a Laudato Si action plan for the Archdiocese of Washington, which is a nice thing. It, of course, is in harmony with the one from the Vatican, and it's a beautiful thing. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you. And Sister Immaculate, please.
Yes, thank you so much. And hello, everyone. I'm Sister Immaculate Tusingwire. I'm from Uganda, but I'm serving in Malawi. And Malawi, it's a very new chapter. It was actually approved recently by the Laudato Si movement. And so we are trying to establish this. So we are starting the dialogue with the Episcopal Conference and some other organizations. And we are still very few animators, but all the same, we are kind of really doing a lot in our kind of respective places. So I'm so glad to join this dialogue. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sister Immaculate. Thank you all. Thanks everyone for joining us online as well and following along. And remiss to say happy Holy Week to everyone, of course, as we enter this special time of the year. I wanted to start us off quick with just a quick video about what it means to be a Laudato Si animator. So I'll show that quickly, and then we can dive into what it means to you all as well. See here. Taking action locally, Pope Francis calls us to this work. What In your all's work, and then after seeing that video, what comes to mind? What does it mean to be a Laudato Si animator? For people who have never heard of Laudato Si animator or anything like that, Sister Immaculate, why don't we start with you? What does it mean for you to be a Laudato Si animator?
Yeah, I think kind of the main call to respond to the cry of the earth and the cry of the poor. So I see that as the starting point. You hear the cry and you want to respond it, and also like this as a Laudato Si animator, of course, you bring now the Laudato Si to life in your local community. And for me, I think from the time that I took the animators course, I kind of felt that I had to respond. I had to do something. It was like a call really to leadership, to inspire others, not only to act, but to inspire others to change the way I live. And just the whole of kind of my living, my being, how to respond wholly.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of, yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean you really felt, what was it about that course that made you feel like really called? You felt like I had to do something. Why? And then
yeah, it's like, I don't know who said the statement, but once you hear the call of the Mother Earth, you will never respond to it. So the nature of Laudato Si itself, the call to recover the sense of awe and wonder, but also how it illustrates really what is happening to our common home. And I kind of felt like up to then, I was doing very little. I was not aware of what was happening. And this kind of awareness, I think it was kind of a shock into reality, but at the same time, an invitation just to join, not just the global movement, but kind of that really the cause, and respond to the invitation to care for creation.
So you experienced change through this class. I mean, you didn't, or through this leadership development course. You came to it, and then you changed during the course. You kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it was like one of the aspects that I like so much is when we talk about the ecological conversion, because without that kind of really listening deeply, even if I know, okay, I have to do this, what really makes the impact is that kind of how you are inspired deeply, and you kind of act from that inner space of kind of inspiration. When I say the call is really something that is deep, that you feel it changes your whole life. And it's not even, it doesn't come from the content that is taught, but just coming into this space, a community where you see everyone is concerned, where you see connecting with other people, that only is an inspiration, and it can just change someone's life.
Definitely. Dr. Simone, how does it speak to you?
Well, everything that Sister Immaculata said, it was beautifully expressed, and I just would like to join her in that. And what the last thing you said about interconnectedness, yes, what Pope Francis points out in Laudato Si, that everything is interconnected, becomes so compelling and so clear. And the more we understand Laudato Si and pray Laudato Si, we internalize it in our daily life and in our interaction with each other. And this is something I learned, that on the path of Laudato Si, cooperate, walk together, do it in Geschwisterlichkeit, in love for sister and brother in Christ, and to all people of goodwill. Do it together, connect. Not only everything is interconnected, we too, and Sister Immaculata pointed that out, need to connect to each other and to build this web of, I would say, spiritual conversion as well, just to internalize what Pope Francis teaches us so beautifully in Laudato Si.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very well said. Internalize and make it, and it's not just a one reading or one course. To your point, Sister Immaculate, it happens over time. And Manuela, how have you experienced that? And what does it mean for you?
First of all, I have to confirm what Dr. Simone and Sister Immaculate said, but I will add that a Laudato Si animator is a person in peace, in peace with herself or himself, with the creation and with the others, the other human beings. Laudato Si animator course changed my life completely. It made me really a different person in search for interior peace. Because if we don't have peace in ourselves, it will be very difficult to communicate peace and to be in peace with the creation and with the others. So to me, it's very impressive, the change that this experience brought to me. And really, I would like to share this with all the people who are still waiting to become Laudato Si animators. It's something that's really worthy. We can't hear you, Jonathan.
Thank you. There we go. A couple things stood out to me. Changed my life completely and a person in peace. How did it change your life completely? What do you mean exactly?
I mean that previously my life was very I was always running and doing things and talking to people, working and driving and going up and down. And we've seen what this kind of lifestyle brought to our world. So this kind of course let me understand that it's important to change our lifestyle, to be in harmony with ourselves and with the creation, and so also with other people. If we don't stop, if we don't start contemplating the creation, appreciating what is there around us, to give the right value to all the things that have been given to us by our Lord, we won't live in harmony. We will not appreciate anything. We will continue destroying our world. That's why I said that it completely changed my approach to life, let's say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to slow down. Why don't we I'll show a couple examples of how you've led your community in caring for our council. One more.
Ho 7 anni. 7. 7. Io 2. Quando avrò 8 anni. Sarò altissimo. Quando avrò 16 anni. Potrò uscire la sera. Quando avrò 9 anni. Potrò costruire un razzo con i Lego. Quando avrò 60 anni. In diverse parti del mondo verrà a mancare il cibo. Milioni. Miliardi di persone scapperanno da incendi e tempeste. Quando avrò 19 anni, gli scienziati diranno che il mondo è diventato troppo caldo. Quando avrò
Fantastic. Thank you, Sister Emanuela, or excuse me. Thank you, Emanuela, for sending those. And do you want to walk us through, kind of after the fact, what, in a couple sentences, kind of what those showed, and then you all feel free to chime in on how you have, the course changes you, and then also calls you to take action, and how you all have led your communities and people.
Yeah. First of all, I have to say one important thing. I'm not alone. In our community, we are at least 5 or 6 Laudato Si animators. We met at the same time, and with our super parish priest, who is an Laudato Si animator too, we decided to create this circle and to sensitize our community. And one of our first actions was to create this living chapel, Laudato Si living chapel in the garden of the parish of the church, and it was a really a nice experience, not only in building it, in collaborating all together to plant the roses, the flowers, to assist people when they were they were working, to have this St. Francis icon in the garden. And we also had the bishop for the blessing of the living chapel. Really, it is something that the community feels a sense of ownership towards this living chapel, and it's a place for meditation, for prayer, and really it was a very unique experience. And the other video you saw concerns an instrument of sensitization that we realize with our children. We have a group of children 3 to 12. We call them circolini. This means little circles. Yes, it's the first experience in Italy. And we involve them in this video to sensitize our community in respecting the creation. So it was a really very nice experience.
So cool. Can you say it again, the little circle in Italiano?
Circolini.
Circolini. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll all have to think of ways we can say
sure.
that and do that in our.
Kindly invite everyone, every circle, to have not only adults and young people, but children. They are really the strength of our circle. Circolini.
Yeah. And Dr. Simone or Sister Immaculate, feel free to chime in on how, we talked about kind of how the class, you kind of undergo that change during the class, and then how did it lead you all to take action and continue to take action today?
Sorry, Jonathan, I missed your...
Sorry, no, yeah, you're good. How were you able to lead your community in taking action, and then how are you at the moment?
Okay. So thank you for repeating the question. So like for me, I really believe in a leader in each one. So seeing this course that, of course, the content are there, you learn a lot, but as I said, that everything kind of inspires you to change. And for me, once I found that leader in me, the call to be a leader this time, I knew that even the other animators, they just need to tap into that leader in them in order to take action in their local communities. So what I do mostly is just inspire the animators and just kind of accompany them to get in touch with that leader within, because I see they are doing amazing things in their local communities. And for me, even the people that are around me, normally the local community, of course, I can do some small things, but that's for me the main thing that I really want to, because it's a time where everyone is called to be a leader. So it's what I mostly am aware of, and I want others to become aware of, so that everyone can take action and lead.
And of finding that leader in you. So that means like you believe like, oh, I can do this work, I'm called to do this work, or what does that exactly mean for people who are
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And the way I'm called, I believe that the people, so the members, the animators who take this course, it's because they are called. It's not like just coincidental, by mistake, or just this. I don't take like this course for granted. For me, it's kind of a deep call and opportunity. Once you are here, it is kind of really something has compelled you to some, whether you willed it or not. I mean, I want just to put it that we are in that time where, yeah, we are called to lead, take a different form of leadership.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not a coincidence. It's, you're
Yeah,
here for a
no.
reason, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you want to introduce the clip we can show of the great work you all been involved in? As well?
Yes. So as I said, that we are still a very young chapter, and we don't have circles yet. Since we are still few, it's like one big, large circles, and also we are trying to start forming circles. But these activities, different ones, are actually done by our different animators in different places. And in some cases, in a few cases, we come to, not all of us like coming together, but like maybe those in Blantyre Diocese, those in Lilongwe can come together for an activity. And those can be like 3 members or 2 or what. But we also meet online, like maybe for prayers, for meeting. So that's how we are supporting each other. But mostly now, really the animators are taking it, taking on this kind of leadership in their local communities and doing amazing things. So this clip shows those kind of different activities.
Such a nice video. The Healthy Planet, Healthy People petition, of course, mentioned there, and so many other great things. The petition, of course, is calling on all world leaders to take action ahead of the UN Biodiversity Conference later this year in China, and so many other great things happening there. Sister Immaculate, thank you so much for sharing that and for just sharing what you just shared now. Dr. Simone, what speaks to you about all this, and how have you been able to lead your community in taking action for God's creation?
So first of all, I want to say thank you to my 2 fellow Laudato Si animators. It's beautiful what you do. It's beautiful work. And I know from so many that this is just beautiful work that is done, and it accumulates, and it really gives me joy. So in my community, so this is Washington, D.C. This is the capital, and this is the cathedral, so the seat of Cardinal Gregory. And that means what we do locally, always kind of there is an awareness by many that it's intrinsically connected globally as well, nationally and globally. And this is some in that context that we act. So advocacy is something, as we are at the Capitol and can actually go and advocate directly, something that is important and possible to do. And with the Cardinal Gregory, that we were able to bring together this Care for Creation plan for the Archdiocese of Washington was a beautiful thing. And one of the leaders in the Laudato Si movement, Marianne Comfort, is a part of it as well. So these are interconnections that are nice to meet people, to have a possibility to discuss things. At the cathedral, as a parish, we started with the lockdown. We started just to bring Laudato Si as to everybody and to pray it together. We said we pray Laudato Si, and then we participate. Yes, we established a seasonal structure that is followed now. That we will always, in addition to other activities, we will always have the Laudato Si week, and before that Earth Day, and then the season of creation from the 1st of September to the 4th of October. So these are fixed entities that are a part of the program of the cathedral now, which is already a nice thing. And then in addition to that, we invite for movie nights. At the moment, it's still through Zoom with discussion. We have talks, we have features, we study, and actually we continued study the readings of what we did, not only Laudato Si from different angles, but we did also Fratelli Tutti, which is very much complementary and important to read it as well and to have it in mind. As Sister Immaculata pointed out at the beginning, yes, Laudato Si 49, to listen to the cry of the earth and the cry of the poor. It comes together. And actually something hopefully we will do soon is to include also Let Us Stream, which is beautiful complementary to the two encyclical. And yes, we did, and we did Laudato Si walks, and we want to expand that once we are able to overcome the epidemic. And we cooperate actually a lot this is a hub, Washington, D.C. So we try to cooperate a lot with interfaith and natural societies like Audubon and others, the Chesapeake. And so as we have beautiful nature around, and there are established organizations, and we cooperate with them and work together, and hopefully then we can just discover the Chesapeake Bay and the flora, the fauna, and study with them, for they have specialists, they have specific course, and join them, and things like that. At the same time, at the cathedral, people a little bit also come and go, for this is when they work in Washington, D.C. Sometimes it's for a certain time, and then they move back or things like that. So it's a specific place to be. But what we also do, and this is, I personally truly enjoy it so very much, that Laudato Si movement is a global movement. And we have already a Laudato Si animator from Haiti, who is a part of our green team, and through Zoom, of course, and we cooperate in different ways. This is beautiful. And a fellow animator to animator from India, and we cooperate. And this is beautiful too. And it appeals to those who are parishioners at St. Matthew's Cathedral. For many of those are kind of internationally interconnected. So that's a glimpse of what we do.
So much to unpack there, as I said. So much goodness. Thank you, Dr. Simone. Why don't we show? Do you want to introduce the video? I believe it's kind of scenes of outdoors and how you. Go ahead.
Yes. So let's see. Let's see what we see. It's. I think it starts with our audit. So the cathedral, of course, it's a historic building. So it's difficult. For example, we are not allowed to have solar panels, what we would wish to have, but we can't. It's just that has something with the building code. But you can use renewable energy for your electricity. And this is what we did. Let's have a look. Chesapeake Bay. Yes. Yes, there's something I didn't mention it yet. We walked with the bishops when the horrific death happened through putting a knee on the neck. With Cardinal Gregory as our Archbishop Cardinal and African American bishops, and so they organized a demonstration for a not only peaceful but human way to treat each other. So for human dignity. So this is why you see these signs, Black Lives Matters, and we walked with them. It was a tough time in Washington, D.C., and you know what happened with the Bible that was misused, and that goes to our hearts, for the Bible, after all, is the word of the Lord. And it was very good. It was very good. It was very peaceful, and it was important to show this kind of solidarity, as it is important now to show solidarity with our sisters and brothers in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well said. Of course, the awful death of George Floyd, as you mentioned there. Mm-hmm. And being a Laudato Si animator calls you to be active, right? I mean, active in all areas of your life. Yeah. Sister Immaculate, do you kind of want to, how does it feel, how do you feel it calls you to be active in all areas of climate justice, ecological justice?
Sorry, a call came in and I'm using the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So when you talk about being active, it's kind of like these things are actually inseparable. Of course, there are those aspects we can talk of, the change of lifestyle, ecological spirituality, but there is also that kind of really the area of taking action, which is not separate from the other ones. So, and for me, like, I'm passionate about advocacy because I kind of like I've been dealing with issues of justice for a long time, not like officially, but kind of informally. It is something that I have always been interested in. So when I came to learn about, this climate change and all these kind of injustices that is happening in the world, I felt like really getting to do something is very important, not to just maybe talk about it and keep quiet. So I've been trying to get involved anytime. First of all, like you've talked about petition signing, I always say it doesn't harm to take just a few minutes. It does no harm to take a few minutes to sign a petition. It doesn't cost anything. So there are things that I see that this is very easy to do. And sometimes, many times, we overlook those kind of small opportunities to act. But there are also those things which really call for kind of some putting in some energy and time and sometimes even risk. Like when I was in Uganda, there is this issue of East Africa crude oil pipeline, to really come up and say something about it, knowing that it is actually risky, but you kind of feel that it is a call. So you have to find ways of being prudent in doing it. But also, like how Simone said, I love connecting, because we don't really, action does not take place in isolation. So anytime I have an opportunity to join others, whether it's a march, whether it's a prayer, whether it is any activity, I always don't miss out on the chance. And I always say, once I'm called to do something, now like this one, I always do it. Now, right now, I'm here in Norway at a university. I'm really very new, like not even 2 months, but I've already been invited to give a lecture to my fellow students before they go to this industry of recycling. So I'm supposed to talk to them about the importance of recycling, or how the plastics are connected to climate change, and then the role of journalists in responding to climate change. So it's not like I'm really an expert in this area, but it's because I don't give up. I don't give away any opportunity to act. Yeah, thank you.
Really well said. You don't give up any opportunity to act, and always connecting with others. Big themes of course, the Laudato Si animator
We can't
program.
hear you, or it's
Whoops.
only me.
I
Can you hear
hear
me?
him.
Oh
I
yeah,
do.
okay. Sorry, I'm clicking off and on, so who knows when we can hear anyone. Emmanuel, how does that speak to you, and how do you kind of find ways to act, and how do you also balance, the not
I think
expending
I've
yourself?
lost.
Go ahead, Emmanuel. How do you kind
Okay.
of find that?
What I really appreciate of the Laudato Si movement and of being a Laudato Si animator is that it is an open movement, open to everyone, to every kind of association. The synodality is something that has to be really put into practice. And Laudato Si movement really helps us and pushes us in connecting to everyone, every kind of institution or association who fights for human justice as well as for environmental justice. For example, in my personal experience, I work for an Italian NGO. So we work in 40 developing countries all over the world, and being a Laudato Si animators for me means also to transfer all my knowledge or my spirit or my willing also in the spirit of Laudato Si also in my work. That means that also in project of development that we implement in 40 countries of the world, me and my colleagues are also Laudato Si projects. So not only listening to the cry of the poor, that is what we have always done, but accompany it with the cry of the earth. That is something new for us. And also introduce ecological spirituality. So ecological economics, social development, human development is enriched by the spirit of Laudato Si and Fratelli Tutti as well. And another example in my personal life is that my organization is connected with the Salesian congregation. And so after they heard that my organization was even working in the field of Laudato Si, they wanted to join also the Laudato Si movements in the Laudato Si action platform. So they decided also to hire me to lead the congregation in this important path of the Laudato Si spirit and movement. So every day there is something new, someone else, some new people who contact me. They want to share their experience. They want to connect their organizations with mine, with my circle. They want to share experiences. So I think that really the richness of the Laudato Si movement is something unique in the world, and it is really a strength for us, I think.
Very well said. And how kind of that similar line, everything, as Sister Immaculate was saying, everything is connected and everything kind of comes together in this movement, but also as an animator.
Well,
Dr. Simone, go ahead.
Yeah, Emanuela, that's beautifully said. For you mentioned synodality. Actually, our beloved Monsignor Jameson, who is the rector of the cathedral, allowed us, or actually offered us, to have a synodal listening session as a Creation Care Green team, and this was beautiful, and we really embraced it. For that showed that. We accept it as an important portion of the congregation and of the ministries, and also gave us the opportunity to gather people who are open-minded in care for Creation Green team issues. And so it was beautiful. And as we all know, it's just a start. The synodal path is just a start. We walk together. And as you pointed out, yes, this is unique, and this is why the Laudato Si movement and becoming a Laudato Si animator is so enriching. The formation gives structure, opens the eyes and the mind to the many possibilities. The synergy that emerges out of it as ideas are exchanged is endless and will never stop. We just start with this training, becoming a Laudato Si animator, but then have so many opportunities to learn more, to open our horizon, to exchange with others, and it's just it just is something beautiful. And what we also do. We had a Laudato Si prayer service, and this portion is, and we try to reach out to others, and we had outdoors as an interfaith. There is an organization, interfaith organization, where the cathedral is a part of, and we did that specific at the plaza where that was just created as a result of the terrible death that was happening as a result of this knee on the neck. So reaching out, working together, connecting, and yet being a Laudato Si animator and inspiring others. It's beautiful. And actually, I love your story that you are able to bring it to your workplace or your colleagues and get them on board, and that they kind of come back to you and say, hey, can you help us with that? This is a beautiful way. And I think once everybody becomes a Laudato Si animator, it's so encouraging and inspiring that we all just want to share and want to get other people to become a part of this family. Isn't it?
Well said, Dr. Simone. Yes, yes. We're about out of time, and of course, everyone. And if you do want to become, how would you not want to become part of the family, the Laudato Si movement and Laudato Si animator family, after your inspiring conversation and stories, etc. LaudatoSiAnimators.org. You can see it at the bottom of the screen. Become a Laudato Si animator. Registration is ongoing in Italiano, Espanol, Portuguese, and English at the moment. Register. You can just register to learn more information. Laudato Si animators, again, in English, Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian at the moment. We have one final question. Of course, we are here in one final discussion. We are here in Holy Week, And how will you all, as Laudato Si animators, be marking Holy Week? How will you be celebrating Holy Week as an animator? And Dr. Simone, we can start with you, and then please, Sister Immaculate and Emanuela, chime in as you see fit.
Thank you. So Holy Week is very dear to my heart, and I will celebrate and pray the Holy Week as Simone and as a Laudato Si animator, for this has become a part of me. So it's a part of that. And there is actually the last Friday before Holy Week, this coming Friday, the last session is the Station of the Cross, the ecological Station of the Cross from the Laudato Si movement. And it's North America that will actually celebrate this Station of the Cross, the ecological Station on the Cross. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Time on this coming Friday. And as a Laudato Si animator, I'm participating in that. So this is a very meaningful way to participate as a Laudato Si animator. And I know from others all over the country that they try to do something in their parishes like that as well. So that's actually a beautiful way to bring the ecological conversion into this most beautiful Stations of the Cross as ecological Stations of the Cross. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bringing Laudato Si and making the creation and the care for our common home associated with everything, you know, integral ecology is.
Of course, I will participate to all the celebrations that we will organize as a circle in the parish. We will join all the celebrations. Of course, Emanuela will participate in a very intimate way. I will profit from this celebration to really to deepen my relation with the creation, with God, with the other people. I will profit to pray, to meditate a little bit more. And of course, we will have a synodal way of the cross, Via Crucis, all together, all the groups of the parish will participate in the way of the cross. And as a circle, we will have to animate some part of it. And we will do it in our living chapel, of course. So yeah, it will be something interior, and something that we will live in the community all together.
Sounds lovely. Sister Immaculate.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm just thinking it would be maybe different if I was in Uganda or back in Malawi. But being here in a new country, without, of course, the physical community that I'm used to, I am planning. Of course, I'll take the kind of the prayers and the way the Holy Week goes. I'll have to do that the way they do here, it locally. But I'm also planning. I think that will be different. First of all, because I've been busy running around and doing a lot, so I'm planning really to take time off. To reflect on how my journey has been as as Immaculate, but also as a Laudato Si animator, and how I want to kind of continue from here. So it will be like that kind of reflection, but also to take time with creation. I call it communing with creation. Of course, it is also a different setup, but I really want to take that aspect of prayer and also join the online activities. I think that's the way I'm thinking it's going to go. I may have some other surprises, but for now, yeah, joining the global community, taking time to be quiet and reflect, and yeah.
And
Sounds
if
like
I may,
please.
if I may, and it just comes to mind to all of us, the Holy Week and the Triduum is just so spiritually deep. And I guess to consciously think and pray about that it is the Son of our Creator who's dying for us.
For creation.
Probably brings us even deeper in appreciation, in awe about this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful creation that we need to protect. That's actually something I deeply feel and believe and trust that everybody who will become a Laudato Si animator will get closer to this understanding in your heart, how beautiful the creation is and how very much we are supposed to care for the creation, that we are stewards. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Simone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, Sister Macchio. Thank you, Emanuela. Thank you, Dr. Simone. And thank you, everyone who joined us online. Again, you can go to laudatoCanimators.org to register today. Don't miss this opportunity. As you heard,
Yeah.
it changes lives. Go ahead, Emanuela.
Yeah, I used to say to people that I want to invite to attend the course is that the course doesn't require anything from you, but gives you a lot, really. So, yeah, there's nothing to lose, but to gain, sure.
Very, very well said. So thank you all so much for joining.
Thank you too.
And
Thank you
happy
so
Easter
much.
to everyone watching as well. So God bless. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Jonathan.
Happy
Thank you,
Easter.
everybody. Happy Easter,
Happy
everybody.
Easter. Happy Holy Week.